So it occurred to me that I never actually bothered to upload the finale of the Hinnom game. So we're going to do that right now. I don't know if part 65 hit YouTube, but I'm looking at it again if I didn't. And just the Rust AI trying to kill my underwater Melkart. We got some nature gems. And we've started to destroy the fort in Vanaheim, but not able to break it this turn. I've spotted a huge Armorian army on the border of Vanaheim, so I decide to take all my my balls and, or the, what am I saying? The ball and his Coens, and go over here to 157, where I'm just patrolling. Because I have this Melkart over here who is got wing shoes, so his map move's pretty good. Flying over here. I would have preferred to fly him straight onto Vanaheim, but maybe it's because it's winter or something, or winter in these provinces. He can't make it anyway. He's carrying some important gems that I need for some critical spells in order to win. Like lightning resistance. It's going to be pretty essential. Also, just getting more blood slaves, so that way my my boys can do their leeching. What were the astral pearls for? Oh yes, it was for anti-magic. Right. Yes, because I was worried about my father Ill-Earth getting slain, because his magic resistance is good, but I didn't think it was that good, so I wanted to cast anti-magic on him. Still forging lightless lanterns and researching a lot. My research is, I think, pretty okay. Yeah, I'm casting Troll King's Court on my capital, just because I've got the Earth Gems, so why not spend them? Forging a Storm Spool for lightning resistance Flesh Eater to chop up Vanaheim units. Starshine Skullcap, because I think I'm out. Yeah, I need an extra one. So let's go to turn 66. Turn 66 involves a battle in Vanaheim, where Vanaheim has brought a intimidating force of 3 people, I guess, plus these 2 bald dudes. He's got 1 golem, Cascader. He's got a Frostbrand, Starshine Skullcap, Marble Armor, which is weird. Don't normally see this being ran, but because it's a little pricey on the Earth Gems compared to Armor of Knights, but that's all right. Quick Shoes, little attack skill here, little defense skill there. I don't know if I would ever make this item, just because 10 nature gems is a lot. You could get 2 boots of rejuvenation for this price. And this guy is kitted sort of similar, except he has an Axe of Hate, which is very good at killing thugs, you know, gets them fatigue, and if they survive the battle, they'll be diseased. And this super cool shield that does shock and grasp. However, this guy has a limp, I see. That sucks. And this is, of course, his god, Augustus, the Divine Emperor. Skull of Fire, lightning resistance, and then some reinvigoration. Pretty kitted out, but not really protected. 0 protection, just sort of a naked guy against this stuff. This is basically the units that couldn't run away from the battle. So we'll see how they do. I mean, these golems are scripted to cast like Body Ethereal, and he's casting Living Fire. I mean, I don't think these wolves are going to do too hot. Yeah, with my blood slaves, I sort of accidentally summon these imps. Well, I say accidentally. The mages go off script and start, because they're at a range to cast leech, I think, so they're summoning imps instead. But my opponent has blown all of his fire gems on summoning a massive swarm of fire elementals. You can see he's casting, what was he casting? One of those big fireball spells? Flame Eruption. Yeah, just murderously strong attack. And I've got all these Hobergs shooting their crossbows, but can't do it. I mean, we do damage the golems a bit, but ultimately my army is taken out and runs for the hills. Another AI attack, and this is just Urmor with that one Hydromancer. Get hit by black dogs, but we kill them. So this turn, I'm taking this guy who retreated over here. Oh, yeah, so these were the results, and all my guys successfully retreated. I mean, some of the Hobergs ran away, but that's alright, because now I've distributed out the items, given this guy an Earth Gem. This guy's got some Fire Gems. I think I have Phoenix Pyre this turn. Next turn. Next turn I will have Phoenix Pyre. So what I've done is I've told... Oh, I guess I didn't do that. I guess I told him to cast Heat from Hell. Very weird. He's not going to be able to do that, right? No, Heat from Hell is Fire 4. But, hopefully the AI will naturally cast Phoenix Pyre instead of this, because it won't be able to cast the spell. That would be optimal, because if the AI can't do it, it'll try to cast something else, and I will have it open on the next turn, so that would be ideal. Anyway, Urmor cracked open the fort for me. I don't think I'm doing else here. What's this? This is just another Melkart thugged out a little bit. And this is the Troll King. Pretty good unit. It's got 15% regen. Very tanky. And he's got a lot of little guys. And he's got these War Trolls, which are really neat. Super high protection, very regenerative dudes with giant mauls. They're kind of like barbarians, except with 20 prot and regen. So, very strong commander. Earth 3 is great. Can basically do everything in Earth. So, let's go ahead to the next turn. Okay, so there was a battle in the Range of Shadow. Oh no, this is Urmor hitting my one Cohen with a white mage. How does he win? Oh, Staff of Elemental Mastery. Wow, this guy's really kitted to the teeth. I wonder why his Pretender does not carry these items. Living Fire is a great spell. And Flying Shards is not a great spell. So we don't need to see this. And we took Vanaheim, and there was actually no battle here because he walked his whole army over here. I guess the mage moved magically. So I'm walking this Melkart over here to try to take this, and we're storming the castle this turn. So we can go immediately right ahead to the final turn of this game, and we can watch the battles. So this is me attacking the army that was over here, which is just a single golem. So I cast, I very stupidly forget to cast Phoenix Pyre on this guy. Even though I have it open, I just forgot to script it. I don't think I would have won, because this guy has 20 fire resistance, so I think even if I scripted it, he still would have died, but my Melkart finishes like everything off over here in the sea. Got that Draco casts Burden of Time, just because he can. And Urmor moves in with this giant army to attack me. He's got a lot of these Hastati, and then a lot of augurs mixed in. He has his god up front, still no protection, and this big dumb white mage. against the remnants of my army, plus Melkart and Father Illerth, who I think I also tell this guy to... I forget to script him to cast Phoenix Pyre, which is very silly of me. See my men ride in this lone Melkart, fighting off everything alone. But you may have missed what happened during this kerfuffle, and that is that, what happened to Augustus? Oh, he's dead? Oh, he got struck with a Hoberg crossbow twice and died because this retard didn't put any protection on his pretender. So he throws away his pretender because he's a moron. My Melkart at this point should be about to explode with Phoenix Pyre, but again, I just forgot, just didn't use like the most powerful ability in his kit. And so he goes down, the Hobergs run out of ammunition, and they run in. This is my fire elemental, by the way. But you can see Father Illerth is kind of unstoppable, no fatigue, still full HP. And he is being drained, I think, or something. Or yeah, they're trying to enslave his mind, but his extra MR is saving him. Yeah, draining his life, but he just regenerates all of it instantly. His regen's so busted. And at this point, my armies are routed. We took too many casualties, and so we're gone. But Father Illerth is completely surrounded and not dying. So, like, all the units around him are vine shielded, so they just immediately are unable to do anything. And he's regenerating all of his wounds. Drain life isn't doing anything. He's passing all of the enslaved mind checks, but he's being paralyzed constantly, so he can't move. These guys are all communion slaves. What a stupid script. Just like a bunch of slaves were all your mages. You only have 2 masters? That's so retarded. If all of these were communion masters, maybe he could kill me with more enslaved minds. But instead he just has 2 guys casting enslaved mind. Yeah, and you see his mages run from the battlefield. These guys can't, because they're communion slaves, and they're completely exhausted, so they have to take some time. And with no magical leadership, all of the skeletons just despawn. So quite a somber conclusion to that otherwise very hectic battle. Yep, and there they go. Leaving just these skeletons, and he's still he's still paralyzed, so he still can't do anything. And then he finally wakes up to bash those 2 skeletons. So we did it. We defeat Ermor's most powerful army, mainly because my opponent is a moron, not really because of my own skill. But I also made some mistakes too. However, we still attempted to siege storm Vanaheim because that was the initial command. However, there's only one dude to do it. Father Illerth. So can he defeat my foe who I've been fighting for this entire game? We'll have to see. He doesn't have a lot of Vanheers, but he does have a lot of these very powerful Vanjarls who are kitted out. There's a storm going on, so they're even more powerful. Starts dropping gifts from heaven. You know, just one gift from heaven would probably finish me off. Look at this regen. This is why this unit's busted. This is why regeneration in general is insanely broken. Now granted, these things casting Ghost Wolves isn't really helping Vanaheim, but the AI is just going off script, so they're just doing whatever they want. You know, every time he casts Gifts from Heaven, it's like, well, you know, if that actually hit, that could have been bad. I mean, not really much else to say here. Just sometimes casting Ghost Wolves doesn't work. It doesn't help you out. So normally in Dominions, you know, clearly we've reached a sort of unsustainable position where I cannot be killed. However, I can also not kill my enemy. So there is a hidden turn timer that will just tick eventually and cause the attacker to rout. And then eventually, if the attacker cannot rout, because I was routing, if he cannot rout, in this case because I was completely surrounded, then eventually the defender routs. So I win. I win in the most cheesy, dumb way possible, which is just like I outkill you, or I outsurvive you, and I tick down the turn timer. And so with that, Vanaheim is mine. And Vanaheim effectively at this point is out of the game. This is the last turn of the game because the players decided to call it and say, you know, enough's enough, game's over. I believe Lanka was probably in the best position to win, especially after Urmor suffered this crushing, like, brain-numbingly retarded defeat on his capital and threw away his Divine Emperor for no reason. Like, if the dude just had, like, anything, even like a stupid copper plate would have been good enough, you know, just any armor at all to keep him from dying. Also, for some reason, I guess retreats must happen last in the turn order because all these mages are alive in Vanaheim. So it must have been they routed from the first battle, and then the storm immediately happened, and then once they saw Vanaheim had been taken, then all the mages retreated into the fort. Because it says, like, they successfully retreated to the fortification in Vanaheim, but that doesn't make sense because that wasn't possible until this battle had happened. So it must be retreats happen last, even though that doesn't really make sense. But anyway, this is the end of the game, and I think this is a satisfactory victory condition for Hinnom, considering our failed state existence. And so sadly we don't get score graphs or whatever else, because all the players, every player just decided, you know, like, hey, enough's enough, let's call it. Except me, of course. I still wanted to keep going. But I think really the only two players who really mattered at this point were Lanka and Urmor, and it looks like Urmor's kind of getting blown out. Is there even, like, who's still left? Femoria, who I think this turn went AI, like he cast Burden of Time and then went AI. I think Vanaheim went AI because his capital's gone. Niflheim is like 3 provinces. Lanka's big. Atlantis is completely unknown what's happening to them. And Urmor's big too. But I think because Urmor couldn't take this province, he decided to give up. But it was a fun game. I got really screwed on map generation, but I think I played somewhat competently in the later game. And getting late game Dominion experience is really a treasure because you don't get it very often. So I appreciated being able to do some stuff, even though there was a lot of mistakes, a lot of blunders. It was nice to have that opportunity to try it out. And thugging super combatants are pretty good. So I think next game I do, I'm going to try a nation that's all about thugging and super combatants. So I have to stay tuned for that. Anyway, this has been the Hinnom game. Thanks for watching.